Hello, everyone. This is Payman Learns. I'm here today with one of my dearest friends from the podcast and now a current alumni of the Profitable Podcast and YouTube Academy for the month of May, June of 2025. The one and only Susie Mackie from
Oh,
beautiful tropical UK.
hello, Payman. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing really, really well, thank you. It's been a fabulous journey doing your podcast academy.
Glad to
Um,
hear that.
and
Before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself, your business in a nutshell, and a couple of sentences to set the stage.
Yes, thank you. Well, my life experiences have brought me here at the age of 67 to the best place in my life, um, because I have had an inner optimism, a determination, and probably a resilience that has helped me to cope and survive through, trauma, all sorts of life lot of life, let's say, not good stuff. Having grown up with low self-worth and the consequences of that can affect everything in your life. So, becoming a licensed mental toughness assessor and learning about resilience plus positivity, which equals mental toughness, has really honed my resilience and enabled me to help other women of a certain age build their resilience and their worth, understand their value, and actually have a good life. I mean, for me, I'm in the best place ever, and good things are coming, and life is very, very different. So that is my passion, my purpose, and my why, and I
Love
love
that.
it.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Glad to hear that. So tell us, how long have you been prior to this thinking about a podcast for your business?
I have had a podcast over the last few years, but I never really did much with it. I loved doing it, but then because it wasn't an income source, I dropped it to once a month instead of once a week. And lovely as though it wasn't really serving any real purpose because it wasn't actually getting out to a very big audience. So, but I love doing it. And so when I saw your challenge, your podcast challenge, I loved that payment because you gave so much value. And then it seemed to be a natural step to come onto the academy, although it took me a little while between the two. But it's never too late, is one of my main phrases. And I just have been blown away. So yeah, the podcast, I need to earn an income. And I also believe in multiple streams of income, but also with those streams being related to each other. So, you can have a sort of a basket or an overall umbrella of well-being, self-worth, but niching in a good way. So I've changed my podcast completely, new name, strong, grounded, unstoppable, because you're done just coping, you're ready to rise. And I am super excited because you have taught through your academy how to allow us to earn an income and find clients through our podcasts, which is
Absolutely.
wonderful. Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But before we even dive into that, I want to hear your feedback about why did you choose to join the academy and why my program and not other programs out there?
Well, the fundamental elements, I think, of know, like, and trust come instantly to my mind. I feel that we've never met in person, but I feel we're
That's it.
really, yeah, as yet. I just feel we're really good friends, and that is a super important element of doing business with somebody. Know, like, and trust, and want to be around them and want to work with them and know how much you're a giver and I'm a giver, and so that resonates with me, and I just felt you were the right one. Your expertise with podcasts, and of course, how you have built your own podcast from nothing, and from when I know you were in a really bad place in your life, and in a few years you have literally built what you've built now. You're a credit to what you teach and your podcasts. Your passion as well for podcasting, Payman. Oh, Payman's
Absolutely.
podcasting passion.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
evident. It's evident. So it was a
Thank you.
no-brainer.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, what's your overall feedback about the program, about the academy?
Oh, apart from the fact that every time you turned up, your hair was a complete mess.
Really?
Yeah.
Push your back, right?
Payman was always terribly worried about his hair. Um, oh, I was literally blown away. And also incredibly thankful for the amount of information you gave us, but in a really structured way. And you told us what you were going to tell us, then you told us, and then you told us again by sharing the slides and the Zoom that had been recorded, and also having the WhatsApp group to be in touch with you and other people so that we could converse, ask questions, share, get feedback. But the Academy has allowed me or given me so much more than just how to win clients through your podcast. In general, for marketing, for building your business and marketing your business, it also is relatable. It actually, what you taught us, you applied to a podcast, but it could be applied to creating your business.
Absolutely.
The wisdom in all, in the 3 weeks of intense weeks, keeping up with the, action steps and things. So I'm working on it all on my podcast. I've got my first guest on Wednesday. I have met wonderful people through the academy, which through with whom we'll be doing business. So that's another real bonus. Two women,
Beautiful.
well, I didn't meet one of them through the academy, but through you, because of the things I was starting to post, and she started to love them. And
Absolutely.
and now she's going to be, we feel like sisters, although she's in Canada, she's going to be a regular guest on my podcast perhaps once a month or something, because we've got so much to share, and we'll go out to Canada to see them. Lots and lots of connection. And I think that's what coming on courses does for you. It's not just about the course, it's who else is in the room.
Yes, the connections.
Yeah, yeah. So, no, I loved it. I didn't want it to end.
Well, listen, I'm delighted to hear that. And yes, you're right. This is not just about launching a podcast. It's way bigger than that. It's about identifying first your true gifts and then building your dream, impactful, and widely profitable business around it. And we're going to be
Mm,
leveraging the platform as a podcasting as a platform of excellence to connect,
mm,
to get in touch with
mm.
with your ideal client, which is in this case yourself, you, Susie's, and so on and so forth. So yes, it's much bigger than just launching a podcast.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. No, no, it's great.
absolutely,
So thank you,
very
and
welcome,
bravo you as well.
very welcome. Happy to
More
hear.
power to Cayman.
Absolutely, thank you, I appreciate it. What was your biggest aha moment of this academy?
Um, there were a lot of light bulb moments and a lot of incredible value. My biggest aha moment. I would actually say that because I was thinking, oh well, I've got a podcast already and da da da. But actually I realized, I think in the first session in the first week, I need to start afresh. I need a new podcast because it was about the niching.
Hmm. Clarity is the name of the game.
Clarity, and so niching and naming the podcast. I mean, my previous one was called Our Spirited Life, because of my books, Women of Spirit, but niching it further and making the podcast completely relatable to my potential clients. So that was my biggest aha moment. You know, sometimes, although what doesn't serve us, put that to one side, start afresh with that element. And and that was exciting as well. You know, it was finding the name and knowing that it will hopefully, well, it should bring me clients is very exciting. So yeah.
Happy to hear that. What did you think of the support I provided?
Oh, excellent. I mean, you're just there for people, Payman. You know, you love what you do, you love people, you're a natural friend. You know I'm not your only friend. And you know, you just you're out there. And so the support, again, I think when you love what you do and when you're passionate about what you do, it is from the heart. You know, your leaders with a heart is, and that's you. And so the support was generous. I loved, and I'm going to be inspired by that idea, is the fact that when you sent us following up, you sent us the Zoom recording, but you also sent us the slides so that we could quickly work through those, access the information we needed just like that. That was excellent. And I thought that was a very good idea. Plus the fact that you gave us more than, you gave us bonus slides. You gave us more than
Yeah. I gave
what
you guys
we
access
would
to the
ever.
content from the previous academy, which
Yeah.
was selling up to not long ago for £2,000. But because it's part of now also the academy, I
Mm,
made that accessible for you guys as
mm,
a bonus.
mm. Yeah.
I'm not holding anything back. I want to do everything I can to ensure that you guys succeed.
Succeed. Yes. Yeah. And that was another reason, is that something that you talked about before, you know, we win, so and then you win. And I think
Mhm.
that's how it should be.
Exactly. Because when you win, I win. That's the way I
Mm.
view things. It's not I win, you lose. No, that's not
Mm, mm.
sustainable. That's
There
not.
are so many coaches out there for an awful lot of elements of business. Oh my God. And you know, a lot of them have great worth. They really know how to charge. And it's all about, I'll help you make money, and it's a lot of money and da da da. And actually, one has to choose very wisely
Mhm.
with this sort of thing, because it's too easy just to get zapped into all the excitement and the rah-rah. And that's another thing I loved about you, is that you're not rah-rah. It's not this sort of hypey. You're passionate, but
Yeah.
you're solid.
Thank
Mm.
you. Just like I always mention inside the academy, build your business the way you wish to exist it. Just like you have been in
Yeah.
those programs where they promised the moon as soon as I paid, cricket, nothing. You left to
Mm,
your own
mm,
demise. So I wanted the exact opposite of that because I
mm.
built it the way I wished to exist it.
Yes. Yeah, I
Because
love that. Yeah, I love that.
because
Yeah.
ultimately you're your avatar, Susie. Your avatar
Yeah.
is not some
Yeah.
fictional character. You're your
Mm,
avatar just a few steps ago.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I love that. Build it how you wish to exist it. It's about being authentic,
Exactly.
isn't it? And actually, one of the things I support and help and teach, I suppose, is authenticity and authentic confidence. Because if you're wearing a mask through life, oh, it's exhausting.
Yes.
You can't access
No,
real joy and real value if you're
absolutely.
putting on a pretense of being confident and happy. You need to be it. So I like that phrase. Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you think of the support that extra support, extra help I provided you guys through my partner, Michiel?
He is one of a kind.
Firework. Yes.
Yes. He's a young firework, and he knows his stuff. and he's doesn't do fluff. That would be a great, I know my stuff and I don't do fluff, would be a great tagline for Michael,
Yes.
honestly. So he had some very, very powerful and helpful points. And when he said, would you like to hop on a Zoom, on a call to sort out the homepage top sentence of my website, my existing website, that was great. And we did that together. And he listened to me. And so that was powerful for me. Some of it, I mean, he's not everybody's cup of tea, and however, he does know his stuff. So additional support, and you didn't only bring on Michael, but you had researched videos of people like, is it Thomas
Russell
Brunson?
Brunson, Russell Brunson, and
Yes,
a bunch of other uh
yes, yes.
as well.
And they were in the slides and everything, so that we could.
Ryan Levesque for the Ask campaign.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And so it's the additional, you weren't what's the word? Egotistical about everything I'm teaching is coming from me. You brought in other people to support your teaching.
Absolutely. Because I know there's so much more I need to know, and I can't know anything, you know.
Mm, mm.
Awesome. Now, now that you have this solid foundation of the academy behind you and within you, how do you think this is going to impact your business and your life moving forward?
Well, my business, it's already impacting. And so I am so thankful for that. I was passionate, being passionate. I've built some great things in my business, but it's brought me awards, it's brought me fabulous acclaim and testimonials, but it hasn't brought me an income.
Yeah,
And that's what I really needed and need is an income. Everybody needs an income. And so, I'm in, yes, I'm in England and I'm a pensioner. So I have my state pension because I worked all my life and paid my national insurance. But it's not enough for me to do the things I want to do. I think you've frozen, Payman. Have you
yes.
frozen?
I think you're first.
Okay.
Let me post.
Can you ask the question?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes, I completely hear what you're saying. Yes, but again, the keyword is yet. And this is what we do here to ensure that you're off going to be off to a flying start so you
Mm,
can get your first client as soon as possible.
yeah, yeah. And it's important because I think for a long time there were definitely subconscious money blocks for me. And I think, to the greatest degree, sorted those out that it's okay to serve and be rewarded financially for it. Because I think leaders with a heart or creative people can sometimes have an issue or a challenge with that. And so I'm ready to be rewarded, and it's started happening. And it's basically onwards and upwards now.
Indeed, indeed. Absolutely. I'm delighted. I'm delighted. I'm really delighted to hear your progress, to see your progress, and to hear that you're already making collaborations with someone from the academy and someone I connected you with.
Mm,
So,
mm,
listen,
mm, mm.
it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and the when is going to be very soon because
Yeah.
I've seen you, you were doing your homework, you were posting your daily action steps, and there's no secret. The people that do the work,
Yeah,
they're gonna be the one that's gonna be reaping the rewards. There's no magical.
absolutely. I have had a fair amount of business training and mentoring in the past, and I'm familiar. And then, of course, lots of life happened. Both my parents died, and all sorts of things around that happened. But the learning that we receive is only going to work for us if we implement it.
That's it.
And so, and it's up to us to do that. And I think that's partly why your passion and your support was to really encourage and enthused about getting us to implement what you're teaching, because when we win, you win. And so, it must be disappointing if somebody pays for your course and does your course and then doesn't really implement it. And I know we all have life, we all have other stuff. I'm very, very lucky that I can, within my business, I can focus purely on what I'm doing. Within the business, I've got other things to do as well. But this has been it's life changing in a hyphenated word.
Yes, I'm fully aware of that. And that's something that I learned the hard way as well. I had people in the past that joined the academy, paid, but they're not committed. And they were very frustrating to work with because
Mm,
they're not doing anything. And I made
mm,
a vow to myself that from now on I have to be very careful, selective of the people. If I feel that they're not committed, I have no issue turning them down. Actually, I wouldn't say kick out, but let someone go from the current academy in the US
mm,
because he
mm,
wasn't fully committed, even though he had paid. I said, listen,
mm,
if you're not
mm.
committed, this is not for
Yeah.
you.
What's the point of being there?
I release them with all the love and care. So listen, I'm here for you when
Yeah.
you're ready.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
absolutely, because again, I want to work with people who are committed. That's why I keep my classes small in numbers, because
mm,
it's not a factory mill. It's actually I'm putting my time one on
mm-hmm,
one with you
mm,
guys to ensure you succeed. And I
mm.
want to invest that time with people who are committed, who respect that time, and they respect themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I do love a win-win situation, but it's
absolutely,
putting effort, and anything worthwhile achieving takes effort.
absolutely. Just like the saying, you can take the horse to the water, but it's a well, but you cannot drink for it. I can give you a cup of coffee right now, but you have to
Yes.
drink it. I cannot drink it for you, at least not yet. Maybe in 300 years from now, but it's still not possible.
And when you've had your coffee, will you please have a glass of water? Because coffee is dehydrating.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will, I will, I will. Um, one more question about the academy. If anyone currently is on the fence, whether they do have a podcast or not yet, and they're not sure whether podcasting is something that could benefit their business, would you recommend them to have a chat with me? And would you
Oh, just have a
academy?
chat.
Yes.
Absolutely. Mm, mm. Most definitely. Have a chat. Payman will not be salesy or pushy or pressure. He just won't do that. If it's right for you, if you've got questions, he'll answer them. Your knowledge payment around what you do, because you have learnt from the absolute bottom up. Um, and Payman was a guest on my Our Spirited Life podcast. And so if you want, we can share the link again,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Payman's been there, worn the t-shirt, and now he's up here. And so his story is a testament to what you're doing now and why you're doing now and how much you love doing that, because it was a lifesaver for you, you know.
Just like I said, I was invited to be a speaker at a conference here in March. I started my talk with this. Everything I have in life, I owe it to God, my family, and my podcast in that order. And I mean,
Mm, mm,
without this,
mm.
I wouldn't be even here, literally, physically. You know my
Mm,
story.
mm. Yeah, I do.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
poster child of this. This works when done the right way. And now is
Yes.
my mission. I'm incredibly passionate about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's great. And bravo you, Payman, honestly, and
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Merci. Thank you. So listen, Susie, I'm really honored that I had the privilege to help you, to serve you, to get you, to guide you, to mentor you, to identify your zone of genius, your gifts, and I'll package them in a beautiful way. So now you can not just make money, but also help and
Mm,
inspire and save lives. And then in the process, be handsomely rewarded.
mhm,
Just like you
mm,
mentioned, win-win. I like to take it one step further because, in my opinion, win-win is no longer enough in today's world. It has to be a no-brainer for all
mm,
parties concerned. When you make it a no-brainer,
mm.
then everything becomes magical. The clients
Yeah.
are not just clients; they become friends.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
We get on
Yeah.
calls
Yeah.
when we can. We'll meet in person. We catch up. Yeah, how's
Yeah.
family? How's your mother? Your son?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
person, with a real friend.
Yeah. And I can't, I was going to say something now. I'm having a grey blonde moment. Yeah, they do become friends. And it's exciting and rewarding seeing transformation
Yeah.
and success happen. Yeah.
Because for me,
It's somebody else, you know, with somebody else that you're working with.
the
So
two greatest reward of business for me, number one, the transformation you bring in the lives of the people you work with, and number two, the beautiful friendships you build in the process.
mm,
The money
mm,
is icing on the cake. The money is not the cake. The money
mm,
is
mm,
icing on the cake.
mm. But the icing comes because you've made the cake.
The cake is a transformation, the friendships. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
The
yeah,
impact. That's why it
yeah,
becomes a no-brainer.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the people you work with are not just a line on a spreadsheet or just a client. They become real
Mm,
friends.
they do. They do. And I'm very thankful to the person who introduced us through your podcast to suggest that I
Yes.
invite you as a guest on my podcast. And then the other thing is when you meet somebody in business or through business, not necessarily as a potential client, because at that time I wasn't going to be a potential client of yours, um, is what comes from that initial meeting. You never know.
Hmm.
And so with some people, like it can be so much more than that. And I'm enjoying that with Kim in Canada now, because we've just hit it off. And she totally, she's an ideal client, and she couldn't believe how much similar stuff we've been through. And so you know, we hit it off, and I'm sure, as Damien says, we'll go over to Canada. Because the other thing is they live in Chatham, Kent, in Canada. He was brought up in Kent and in Kent went to Chatham College in the English one.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, Kim and I feel like I said, we feel like sisters already. And, you know, so this is the joy that comes. This is the sprinkles on top of the icing.
Just one advice, if I may, go between June to October.
Mhm.
Don't even think about it between November to say April.
Bit cold.
That's an understatement. April
Okay.
is going to be more like a typical British weather. It's going to be rainy most of the time and cold, or slushy. Slushy is when snow is mixed with rain.
Yeah.
Best time is up until from say end of May to mid October.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's wise advice, and it'll be a next year thing because we've also talked about doing some getting some speaking engagements to be out there together because I think we'll make quite a good double act.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Hey, keep me posted. I'm
we'll
excited. I
do.
can't wait. I'm really excited to see you spread your wings and share your gifts, not with the world, yes, but mostly with your
Mhm.
Susies,
Yeah.
the version of you
Hmm.
that needs it the most, because that's a person that
Yeah.
we are meant to help and we can help at the highest level. So I'm cheering for you.
Yeah.
God
Thank
is
you.
cheering for you. But remember
You.
always, the people that are the most important people cheering for you are your future clients that are waiting on the sidelines. And those are the people we cannot afford to let down because they depend on us.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Payman.
Welcome.
Bless
So
you.
I salute you, a cheerleader with a heart. Keep shining your light, keep blessing the world with your impact, your presence, your smile, your gifts. And always remember, you, Susie, you're a beautiful gift yourself.
Thank
Okay, my
you
friends.
so
Very welcome.
much.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
Cheers.